Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week. We're two old guys. And I got a little burp out there a little bit. I had a very large Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
And now since the show started, the 5 minutes we were doing something else, nothing. Now once we start, they're the burps.
Did you finish the soda? Is there some in there?
There's still some in there.
Some of the dregs.
Yeah, that backwash soda. Mm-hmm. And this week,
so we're gonna eat Taco John's on the mics, like right now. We're gonna dedicate.
That's what we do. We just eat fast food on the air.
We're gonna dedicate an hour and 40 minutes to eating tacos.
Well, let's see. We're doing another all-call show. We're pretty sure you demanded it. We think you demanded it.
Yeah, we don't. I checked.
Okay.
They did.
Okay, good.
All right, I just pulled it up. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, they want it.
Because we were hoping to do the last part of Little Fears, but that couldn't, because of Mother's Day and things like that, it couldn't work out schedule-wise.
Yeah.
And everyone had a bunch of shit going on, so...
Not me.
Let's do small calls. I had shit going on. Josh Nicole had shit going on.
No, I mowed the yard yesterday. Got that done. Taking mom out to lunch tomorrow. But other than that, I'm good. I could play. I could play.
Just me and you do Little Fears.
No, you're busy, so just me.
You just sit in a room trying to scare yourself.
All right, I turned the light on.
Sit in a room and pretend you're a 6-year-old.
I turned the light on. I see a monster. I turned it off.
You hide a cat in the fat. Cat in the fat? That cat in the fat.
What did you call him?
Kitten confit. It's fine.
So that's fine. Look forward this Monday to a solo adventure of Little Fears.
But various people had mentioned, like, well, if it had been just one person, been like, oh, okay. But apparently various people...
they called and their calls didn't get played on the show.
Which we promise the only person we ignore is 580.
That's
and
right.
even 580 has slipped in a few times.
Yeah.
We don't ignore anyone.
No. It's just we have a lot of calls.
We have an enormous backlog of calls.
We have 98 right now, and it's because we stopped playing them. We started saving them specifically for all calls episodes, which we had to do at one point in time. We were like dangerously low on calls. So we wouldn't be able to do another all calls episode if we didn't save them. Now winter has passed and we have a surplus.
Yeah, plus with all the actual plays we've been doing, there's no time we're not going to take calls there, and
it doesn't make sense.
When we're even talking about games, we've run over just doing game talk and banter, so we haven't really had a good opportunity to play calls. So there's a backlog. No one is getting ignored.
Yeah, I want to stress that. We do not, obviously, come on. We've all sat through some calls where we're like, really? They're playing this one? No, just kidding. We love all of them. No, but seriously, some of them are bad. So you know that we don't monitor these calls or anything.
So I think we've lost 2 or 3 maybe because of editing.
Human error.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some, I'm not going to lie, there have got to be some that slip through the cracks when I'm playing them. Because my system's very sophisticated. When I play the call, after I play the call on my iPhone 4, after I play it, I hit the little star next to it. Sometimes I hit the wrong star. Sometimes I hit the wrong call, and then I'm like, oh, wait, which one was it? And I just say, well, I don't know. I guess I'll have to figure it out later, and I never do.
So shit happens. No one's being ignored except 580.
And like we said, sometimes he gets through still.
Sometimes we don't even need to. Yeah.
There have been a few all calls episodes where I've been like, Oh, hey, that area code was 580, so that might have been our 580. I don't know.
And then calls that have been in the 15-minute range that aren't Chandra. Because I remember Lord Dennis called in telling a 15-minute long story that was hilarious, but you could hardly understand him. It was 15 minutes long, and he needs to come back on the show and tell it.
Yeah.
And then the last time we heard from Ivy King Hipster, he sent in another 15-minute long call in which he believed he was incredibly intoxicated, but there might have been about 8 words said in the entire 15 minutes, spaced very far apart. So I wasn't sure what to do with that one. But other, no one is just like, oh, that doesn't look funny, and we move on. No one gets that treatment at all.
No.
So
I was teasing earlier. I mean about us sitting through some bad calls. I like all of them, and that's no joke, because like when we get a call, that is usually like just a jumping off point where we can talk about something. I play all of these. I play all of these calls, except for the ones that I accidentally fat finger.
Yeah. So I know, because Lord Mike was like, I'm pretty sure I left some a long time ago. It's like, well, I'm sure you did.
He did. Yeah. Yeah, and he did. And by the way, we don't do this often. We don't do this for many people. I know we've done it for Drew Rowland, Barbecue Baron Drew Rowland. Because Bailey asked us to a long time ago. And I know we've done it for Chandra because we did a very special Oddworld episode for Chandra's birthday. But today, at the time of this recording, it is Exalted Lord Micah Perdue's birthday.
Yeah. So, happy 45th birthday.
Happy
Exalted
45th
Lord Micah
birthday.
Perdue.
Hey, we're not going to judge you for dating all of those girls who just freshly graduated from high school. It's an enormous age gap, like an embarrassingly enormous age gap, with you being 45 and all today.
But you're very talented at making fathers angry. I get it.
Yeah,
play to your strengths.
You gotta.
Happy birthday.
You have to. So happy birthday, Micah. You are one of our longest listeners, I think, and we do appreciate
penis
that.
lengthwise.
Exactly. And I think your call is like 10 up, so chances are there's a 12% chance we will get to your call in this episode.
Let's see. Anything else we want to address before we take any calls, or?
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay. I've got a loot crate in front of me. Let me pop this open. We'll go through this real quick before we try and take as many calls as we can.
What's that tie-dye number in there?
I don't know.
What's that? What's that? AKA sleep shirt you've got in the loot crate? Oh, it's a David Bowie Labyrinth shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah,
That's nice.
A purple pinkish Labyrinth shirt.
Can I see that?
Yes.
I noticed a very young Jennifer Connelly on there. I'm gonna look and feel weird. Oh no, they've got her like all grown up and shit. Okay.
Here is a Loot Crate exclusive. Let's see. It says Chronicle.
Chronicles of Riddick dice bag. Is that what that is?
I don't know what this is. Is there something in this bag? It looks like this is like a Viking.
That's a nice bag. Oh, it's
Okay.
like a drinking horn.
Yeah, because it's not a horn, so it's some kind of a very inconvenient cup, and
Shaped like a bull's horn, I assume.
Yep.
That's a bull's horn. What is that cable that's included with it?
oh, I guess something so I can wear it around my neck.
All right.
This will be a good thing to. I'll shave the rest of my beard except for my neck, and then wear this run at Dragon Con with a fedora and just fit right the fuck in. Let's see. Here is a cardboard tube.
Hey, it's sweet cardboard tube.
Inside of it is a poster. I have no idea what this theme is.
Dead people. Pretty sure the theme is dead. Vikings are dead. David Bowie is dead. What else?
It's an Uncharted 4 poster. I am a man of fortune and must seek my fortune.
Nathan Drake is dead. That's
Yeah.
spoilers. That happens in the fourth game.
That'd be cool. I'd be down with that.
Can I see that tube though?
Yeah, dog. Let's see. There you go.
There you go.
There's my horn.
Great Loot Crate. Like we should take a photograph of this and tweet at Loot Crate and be like best Loot Crate item ever. The cardboard tube.
This is interesting. This is some Harry Potter socks. Just looking at it quickly, it is a depiction of all of Voldemort's Horcruxes.
Okay.
So Dire, Ring, Locket, Cup, Snake, Tiara, Harry.
Okay. His hairy snake.
Yep. Harry Snake.
Harry snake. That was a dick joke.
Inside this Loot Crate exclusive, it looks like... I don't know what this is. Instructions. Let's see.
Put yo tits in camera.
It doesn't say what it is. 20-sided die ice mold.
Oh, cool.
It's very large.
Well, that would be good in like an alcoholic adult beverage.
Mm-hmm. So.
Oh yeah,
that's the
large.
size
That's
of it.
nice. Do they have numbers on them, or is it just kind of like
just the mold?
Just the shape.
Just the shape.
So we can't play D&D with ice, is what you're telling me?
So this theme was Quest, and I like this. It's the Hylian shield with a D20 pin on it.
They do have good pins.
Yeah, they really do. All right, that was my Quest Loot Crate.
All right.
Anything else? Nope.
Here you go. There's your shirt back.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I already went in there.
Yeah. That's what it'll be. I've already jizzed over David Boy. It's fine. Yeah. I thought you were Jennifer Clothing. No. David Boy. Do you see that bulge? No, David Boy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the shirt that I'm gonna leave my seed in.
Ready to take some of these calls?
I am. Speaking of, but before we do, I do have a little bit of a story, if you don't mind. Talking about coming in shirts, of all things.
Oh, that reminds me.
Reminded me of a story. So I have there's a shirt that I keep under the bed. You know what it's for. And Nikki knows that it's there. Sometimes she washes it, so most of the time she stays away from it. We'll call it's a workout shirt. We'll just call it a workout shirt.
Yeah, I mean, she just picks it up. All right, pregnant again.
Yeah. So Henry he wants to be in the bedroom now. And so because that's where I hang out. That's where like all the flashing lights are on the computers and TV and shit like that. So that's where he wants to be. And I have never been so ashamed of my masturbation as when he saw the shirt under the bed and went for it. And I was like, no. Like I freaked him right the fuck out because he just froze and looked at me like, what's wrong? And I was like, no, we don't play with that shirt. That's Daddy's.
'Tis only the fallen father.
That's Daddy's shirt. Yeah. Honor your brethren who did not make it. So there's a gross story and an embarrassing one that I'm sure he's going to hear when he gets older.
So just pass it down to him when it's time. It's fine. He'll read the legacy.
Sometimes, Nikki's washed that shirt before and hung it up in the closet. And I have been so conflicted when I see it in the closet where it's like, it is a running day. And that is a shirt that I don't care about. But I've come in that shirt so many times, I don't think I can wear it out in public.
Is it just like a plain t-shirt?
It is. I'm so glad that you asked. It is a bright yellow. It is bright. It is a bright, it's neon, burn.
So nothing stands out on it.
Yeah, just burn the retinas of your eyeballs. So it's a bright yellow boxing news shirt that I got from the 2014 Superman Festival here in Metropolis, Illinois. I shouldn't say here in Metropolis, Illinois. Right across the river from us in Metropolis, Illinois.
Come to the Superman Festival. Get your next free cum shirt.
Get your cum shirt. It's free. So yes, I have. When it's been clean, I've seen it in the closet and been like, "Is it okay? Am I good? Can I wear this running? Is it okay to do that?" And I decided, yes, it is. So I've run in the cum shirt before. I checked it for visible
Dave Moore
stains.
2015.
Yeah, that's my platform.
Or 2016.
No, I ran last year. So yeah.
Yeah, by run you meant for
office. for mortician.
just covered in the dead.
Yeah, exactly. Man, if I ran through if there was a blacklight station that I ran through, I would look like a fucking leopard. So there's my really, really just, that's not even a good story. It's just,
It's a good story.
It's just gross.
I think it's a good story. I applaud it.
Well, thank you. Hey, speaking of gross stories, we have a Patreon bonus episode that just came out.
Yep.
That is, wow. Maybe it's because I've heard the story before. I mean, it's gross. It is a gross story. It is probably the grossest story that we've told on the mics.
Mm-hmm.
You've told on the mics. That's saying a lot because I think you've told some real gaggers.
Because Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins felt the need to go ahead and explain exactly what it was to everyone in the chat before they got to
What
it,
the story
just
was.
in case.
Yes. And you know what? At first I was annoyed that you did that, Sandwich Pope Phil. For like a split second I was like, he's spoiling the show. And then when the outpouring of gratitude came from the other listeners, I was like, oh, okay, that was probably a good call then. Because there were several people who were like, oh, I'm not listening to that at all. And Phil was very...
Just take my money. I don't need the episode.
Phil was very kind in saying, the first 60 minutes are good. Just skip the last 30 and you'll be fine. So thank you for hedging us, Phil. But if you want to hear the gross story, we're on Patreon at patreon.com/tadpog. Give us $1 and you'll hear the grossest story ever told.
Yeah, because it was enough to get Anastasia and Anderson like, okay, this one, I'll give you the money for this one. It's like, I don't know if you regret that or not. Okay.
Hopefully you didn't regret that.
And then patron Frederick Snyder I can't forget about this. It's like, thanks, I think. Okay. Hope you liked it. You're still a patron, so you didn't listen to it like, nope, done. He
also liked the Everyone is John. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. We do more games like that. They're not nearly as filthy as Everyone is John, but yeah, I'm glad that we've been doing the Little Fears game. We can't be super filthy. I'm not gonna have my 6-year-old character like blow a horse. That's not a thing that's gonna happen. Spoilers for the Everyone is John Patreon bonus
just
episode.
In case. Do they go to the stables?
Yeah.
How does he use his I really love animals trait?
All right, first call.
You feel the horse is not going away unless he blows his load.
All over thing too. Just all over.
I feel that.
Yeah. I'm using the horse like a super soaker.
And I believe in it. I'm spending 2 points of belief.
I've seen this boy around horses. I believe in it. You know what's weird? Seeing a coworker jerk a horse off in a sleeve. That's happened to me before. I've seen that before.
Well, you worked in Lexington.
I did. Yeah, that's just a thing you do in Lexington. There's beer pong, there's cornhole, and there's jerking horses off in sleeves.
Bluegrass, UK basketball, horse jerkins.
I worked at a retail store that the owner of that store also owned a stud farm. So I don't know why I said farm weird. Stud farm.
Stud farm.
So all they do on that farm is jerk off horses. That's
So you could moonlight there at the stud farm.
That's all they do. And I had a coworker of mine from the store. I remember she loves horses. She's one of those. She's one of those people. She's a horse person. The kind I just don't understand that. I don't get that. Horses scare the shit out of me. They're just too big to be trusted. And Phil shared a GIF with me of a horse eating a baby chick. Have you seen this?
No.
Show notes. It is absolutely horrifying. The chick is just kind of running around. Zigzag like chicks do. The horse just saunters up and sniffs it, and then then you see it just, and then it just looks up and continues on with its day, like it didn't just lose a shitload of karma.
I need to go open that evil door over there. I'm gonna eat this crunchy chick.
Yeah.
Get there. All right.
So I've got a coworker at the store who goes out to the farm, and they're like, "Hey, want to collect what we sell here?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And they're like, "All right, just throw this sleeve over the horse and just go to town. Just jerk that horse off." So I don't know if that's regular procedure. I imagine they were probably just fucking with her. She is not very bright. So it was one of those where she's like, I could not believe that it was happening. She had a huge smile on her face. She was like, "Can you believe this?" And I was like, "No.
I've never done this during the day before.
No, and I'm never going to be able to look at you the same or touch any of your belongings." So there we go. First call.
This be Adrian Brody. First time caller, long time be listening, man. Me have a question. What be your favorite Saturday Night Live skit?
Was that Adrian Brody?
Yeah,
Was
clearly.
that Russian Jamaican Adrian Brody?
It was Adrian Brody when he did the thing that got him forever kicked off Saturday Night Live.
Oh, what? No, I don't know the story there. What happened?
He, the last time he hosted, 'cause in the middle, he was supposed to introduce whoever the musical guest was, but for some reason, like, he didn't tell anybody. He just went, put on a full Rastafarian outfit, and introduced the musical guest.
Yeah.
In a Jamaican accent, and Lord Michaels was like, "Nope, banned." So, yep. I remember seeing that show. I saw that show the Saturday it debuted, and remember thinking like, that was weird.
So, who was the musical guest?
I
Do you
can't remember.
All right.
I can't remember.
Okay. Well, that all makes sense to me now. Tyler, what's your favorite Saturday Night Live skit? Is that what you call it, a skit?
One-off skit or recurring skit. I love. Oh man, I died so hard laughing at Massive Head Wound Harry.
Okay.
I think that's pretty well regarded as like one of the top tier sketches.
How about Caveman Lawyer?
Yeah, anything Phil Hartman does is good.
Yeah.
Anything Phil Hartman
Yeah.
did. Period. Because Frankenstein. What was that trio? I just remember Fire Bad. Mm-hmm. Because I love Saturday Night Live. I've always loved Saturday Night Live.
I'm a tertiary Saturday Night Live fan. Like, I just tune in every now and then.
Yeah. No, I'm an active. I love it. Have it on DVD. Make sure I watch. The last several years, I make sure I don't miss an episode. Like, I love Saturday Night Live.
I think the funniest one to me, like the funniest one-off. I mean, I guess it's not really a one-off because I think he did this character more than once. But Chris Farley, when he does the motivational speaker,
Matt Foley.
Is that a real person, Matt Foley?
Is that what you talking about? Where he's in the glasses,
Yeah.
and living abandoned by the river?
Is that the
Matt
character's
Foley.
name?
Yep.
Yeah, because that moment, I remember when I saw it because like David Spade can't keep a straight face during that.
Never. Yeah.
And it's like, for some reason, for me in middle school, I was like, they're friends. That's my big takeaway because it's like I've seen them in a movie together. They're just buddies. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know what their personal relationship was like. I assume it was probably.
No, they were very close friends. Yeah. I think if David Spade's career would have been totally different had Chris Farley not OD'd.
Yeah.
And the pictures that like I've seen, like I remember
He
can't remember
OD'd?
what website. Yeah.
Yeah. What on? Do you know?
I can't remember. It was something. It was bad. He was a pretty hardcore drug addict.
Yeah.
And I've seen the pictures. Oh, they're terrible.
The what pictures?
The picture where they found him.
Ugh.
Like, oh man, it's grisly. It's really grisly and terrible. No link in the show notes.
So that's your favorite. That's your favorite.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
The found dead Chris Farley photos. Massive Head Wound Harry, of course. I like a lot of stuff by Will Ferrell, but I don't feel like it ages very well. Any of the political stuff with Tina Fey being like Sarah Palin or Will Ferrell as George Bush.
You mean Tina Fey at her hottest?
Yeah. Daryl Hammond as Al Gore and Will Ferrell as George W. Bush. Lockbox debates and everything political I love on SNL. I also remember really well like the episode that Steve Forbes hosted. And like,
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I saw that one.
Oh, yeah. I guess my favorite thing on SNL is anything political. They always do that really well.
All right. I don't have anything else to add because I'm not a huge SNL guy. Do you feel like that's sufficiently answered?
Eddie Murphy's Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
That's way back.
That's a long time ago.
That's way back.
Him as Gumby, also good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably pretty sufficient.
All right. We got it. Put another one in the books. All right. Here we go. Here's a call from 651. Thank you, Adrian Brody, by the way, for calling.
Motherfucking TADPOG. Cody here. Now, I know there's a lot of calls from me, but hear this one out. I got a suggestion that you guys might like for an episode. I don't know, maybe a Monday, maybe a Patreon, up to you. I don't know if you guys heard about the game, but it's Crypt of the Necrodancer. I just picked it up yesterday. That would have been the 5th? No, 5th tomorrow. It would have been the 3rd. And it rocks. It's been out on PC for quite a while. I think for a year, but it just came out on PS4, and I've been playing it, and it's like a rhythm roguelike game. It's bananas. It's pretty cool. But yeah, check it out. And I hope to hear it as an episode. If not, just find some other way to communicate if you got it or not, because I'm having a blast with it. All right, I don't want to get cut off, so talk to you guys later.
You just made Paul Korn, Rhythm Master Paul Korn, so hard.
So hard.
Just so hard.
Because I've gotten a death threat from Paul Korn. If we ever do that, don't have him on. So, yeah, we've heard of Crypt of the Necrodancer.
I own it. I've played it.
As do I. Haven't played it, but I do own it.
I'll leave it at that. Once we get Paul Korn on here, I'm happy to discuss it. Until then, it's on lockdown. That's a good suggestion, Cody. I imagine we'll probably get to that.
Yeah.
All right. Here is a call from our good friend Taryn Linden.
Motherfucking like every time I have called the past few times is in anger. I just want to let you know that the only reason Mike Lanham donates to you on Patreon is so that he can hear this sweet voice on any secret episode, because heaven forbid that I'm on an episode and he doesn't get to hear it. He has a stalker problem. We're working on it. I'm just playing. Mike's awesome. But I will come rip little fucking Charizard off the wall if I have to. But that is the only reason he donates, is because I was on an ep and he couldn't hear it. I know that's why. And Mike, if you're listening to this, you know that's true.
Thanks, Mike.
Anyway,
and Taryn.
The reason I'm calling is because I just got done with the pinball episode, and I just wanted to say, from a fan, I know I haven't listened from the very, very beginning, but I did start listening fairly early on, and I just want to say that was probably one of my favorite episodes and one of the most fascinating episodes that you guys have done, because I know you guys love video games, and I know that's what the podcast is about, but that was incredible knowledge about pinballs, and hand clap for Chris. That was fantastic. I loved hearing about it, and Chris, if you're ever in Houston, Texas, or Tyler and Dave, you could come visit me once in a while. I'm sure your families won't mind.
I'm too poor.
I'll take you to a place called Joysticks in Houston, and it's got absolutely an insane collection of pinball machines. But I just wanted to say thank you for a great episode. That was awesome. So hope you guys are okay, and you're welcome for that extra Patreon donation, because that was all me. So screw you, Tyler. I did not deserve that. And you should apologize. I will take money and or shoes.
She's berating you for something that you said.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
She's berating you for something that you said. Let's see, she left this call on February 3rd, so I'll leave it to you to deduce what you said about her before February 3rd.
On today's episode, why is Taryn mad at me again?
Whatever you said, I'm assuming it's horrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I have no problem pimping Taryn out for money. No problem whatsoever with that.
The episode where Pinball Archmage Chris Edler came on was a great episode.
Yeah.
It really was. That was a very different episode for us, and I think it had the possibility of not working, but it totally worked. It totally worked. Chris was great. super knowledgeable, funny dude, laid back. So it was an amazing time. I think it shone through in the episode.
Yeah.
Shined.
Shown through.
It's Shoney.
Shine Ed.
It's Shoney Baird way through the episode. So thanks, Taryn. And thanks for being the one that we always have on Patreon bonus episodes to talk about nasty stuff with. You're our nasty girl. You're welcome.
Heart nasty girl.
Also, I love, Taryn, I love in this message, you sounded like a mother who had gotten to like her limit where she's like, I'm going to let a bad word slip in front of my kids when she's like, I will rip that motherfucking Charles Arn off the wall. I was like, man, she is channeling one of my aunts right now. All right, here we go. Here's another call. This is from 410. I think this is Tony.
What's up, guys? Tony. I just got done listening to the Stargate episode, and I thought you guys did a great job.
Thank you, Tony.
I am 100% in support of Dave's Stargate no hole tattoo. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Thanks for reminding me I said that thing.
But I have a question related to Dungeons & Dragons for you guys.
Awesome.
So, I pretty recently started playing again after a very long hiatus. Played exclusively online in Doppelganger Cody's D&D group. So I don't really have a need for physical dice. But my question is, do you guys have special sets of dice? What kind of dice bags do you have? I love all the polyhedral dice. I think they're kind of cool. So they're kind of a fetish of mine. So just curious what you guys use for your D&D games. Keep up the good work, guys, and I will be listening.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
We inadvertently answered this question on a recent episode. We were talking about Crown Royal bags, from which we got, by the way, a lot of listeners, or a handful of listeners, sent us photographs of whiskey and Crown Royal bags. So I think that's awesome. Thanks for doing that. That was my dice bag for the longest time. Was the purple Crown Royal bag. And then I upgraded to like a leather pouch.
You have like a nice leather pouch, yeah.
I don't even remember where it came from, honestly.
I'd
That's
assume a Renaissance
how long
fair.
I had it. It probably was, because I've been to a bunch of those, because I'm really cool. So it probably was a Renaissance fair. Nikki's got one that I love that she bought at Dragon Con, it's a really cool design because it's got, I guess, like a little sheet of hard plastic sewed into the bottom so that it sets down. It sets flat. And then it's got this
spills over and vomits dice all over the place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I love my dice bag, but it's so full that it's more like a leather ball.
Your dice bag full is like like an Arabian drinking sack, like whenever they like have their where they carry the water in or milk in through the desert on the backs of camels.
Yeah, it really it's insane. I've got too much dice. Just hanging out in there. But hers is nice because it's got that flat bottom and it's got this really cute cat mod pattern on it. So that's neat. She was happy to find it.
I know Josh Nance has a chain link, like a chainmail dice bag.
Yeah.
And then he and Nicole have a machine through which to drop dice into.
A dice tower.
Yeah.
A dice tower, which I don't love. It's one of those things where it's like, as much as I roll my dice off of the table on accident, I still don't think I'd want to use a dice tower.
Yeah.
There's something about that, just letting it leave your hand violently and hit the table. But then again, I don't play on a table that I want to maintain.
Yeah.
that might be a difference. Because it's like the dice tower is kind of like Plinko, but for a D20.
Yeah. I have a special collector's edition Naruto DVD. I got my leaf headband and a Sand Village dice bag. So I use the Sand Village dice bag.
Yeah.
And as far as dice go, I use a different set for every character that I play.
Man, I hate that barrel D20. I hate that barrel D20.
That is, yeah, I don't know because I use that as Pudge and as a character in one of your one-shots.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the 5th edition one-shots, I think, right?
Yeah.
The barrel D20, for those who don't know, instead of it looking like a ball with angular sides, it looks like a cylinder, where all the numbers are displayed horizontally on this cylinder. And you just kind of, you don't like put it in your hand and make a jerk off motion and then let it go to roll it. You just kind of push it. And since it is shaped kind of like a barrel, it just rolls. And Tyler's was defective because it would always roll between a 20 and an 18.
Typically a 17, I think. Like, I hit so many 17s with that.
Unless you were fibbing, because it is impossible for anybody else to see the numbers.
Oh, John Turley was right beside me. Like, like every time I looked at there, he'd like lean directly over the top of it. So
that's probably because he felt intimidated because he did not roll well.
Oh man, yeah, John's one of the cursed.
Yeah. One of my favorite D&D stories is when you guys were in the wilderness and Josh's character, Char, was fighting an owl bear, I believe it was. And they got in a wrestling match, Char and this owl bear kind of got in like a grappling fest. And Aramel, John's character, decided that he rolled up and decided that he was going to help and just put this owl bear just full of arrows. So there was a percentage chance that he would hit Josh's character, Char, on each attack. And John was very much a ranger. He had like rapid shot, he had mini shot. Like, I mean, he could fire so many arrows per round that it was marvelous. He could add his dex to damage. So, I mean, it was great. He rolled up on this, fired all of his arrows. Every single one of them hit Char. Every single one of them.
I remember also because he had a ranger spell like Hunter's Mark.
Yes.
Which his next one is automatically a critical threat. So like he casts that even and just shoots Josh's character in the head.
But to say good things about Char, he survived that.
Yeah.
He was a well-crafted, very tough character.
Bardbarian,
yes, I do. I miss Char. Do you feel like that has been sufficiently answered? Is there anything else we want to add?
Because it's weird. Like whatever I think my character's theme will be what I go after in dice.
Oh yeah.
Like for Warden, who is my very naturey barbarian in Josh's last game, I bought a set of dice that had vines and leaf pattern all over it, and yeah. So that's how I do. A lot of people will have one set and that's their die. Like Jacob has a M&M Minis container with his dice. That's his dice that he uses. So everyone's different.
When's the last time you purchased dice?
Probably for Warden, the last new game that I played in.
So how long ago would that have been?
2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me too.
Yeah.
Most of my games have been online, which is kind of. I mean, it's great because I get to play D&D, but it also taking the dice component out of it. I agree with Tony. It's kind of it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because that's dice are cool. I'm with you, Tony. I think dice are cool. That's why I have so many in my round leather Arabian water bag.
That's what the Cheswick stand at Dragon Con.
And I'm super glad that Doppelganger Cody is running a game for you guys. I think that's really nice. I'm glad that you get to experience or re-experience D&D. All right. Thanks for calling, Tony. We got another call. This is from 520. I'm sorry, actually, it's a text message from 520 who says, "Motherfucking TADPOG, if I were to get a tat on my ass, I'd get the Death Star. So whenever I take a shit, I can pretend I'm destroying Alderaan." All right.
I mean, that worked for explosive diarrhea, but otherwise you're just reshaping Alderaan.
Yeah, terraforming.
Yeah.
Tyler, I'm not sure if you're familiar with how the Death Star fires, but there's a circle. You know, the Death Star is a big old circle. Some would mistake it for a moon. Inside that circle is a smaller circle. Kind of looks like a satellite dish almost, kind of inset. So the way it works is there are guys wearing black stormtrooper armor essentially, but they have funny helmets, and they all just pull these very 1970s looking levers to fire a mini laser. So around the diameter of this inset circle, these green mini lasers fire out, and they meet. And when they meet, there is a huge giant laser fires out. So it's being powered by a bunch of mini lasers. So what I assume this person wants is like 8 tiny buttholes on his or her butt that fire just tiny poop strands that meet
larger,
and then they entwine, and then there's just this large like pipe busting turd that just fires violently into the toilet. Every time this person goes to the bathroom for a number 2, there's more water on the floor than there is in the rest of the building because it hits with such violence. They just go through toilets. They've got Lowe's on speed dial. They're like, yeah, Dan went through another one. We need an Alderaan 14, please.
Dan ordered Papa John's. Get him.
We got another text message from 520 who says, ooh, this one I actually like a lot. I get pleasure out of reading it already. KFM, which is, I guess, a kill, fuck, marry, or a knockoff KFC. Kentucky Fried Meat Products. KFM, emo girl, goth chick, or hipster gal. For me, kill hipster gal, as I fucking can't stand hipsters, as PBR is pricey now. I'd fuck the shit out of the emo girl. So that's the end of the text message. So I assume he's going to marry the goth chick? I don't know. I like this question a lot because I've given this a lot of thought in my spare time. Because I like the aesthetic of all three of these stereotypes.
I'm with him. I think the hipster is the least appealing. Not to say it's gross, but I think compared to the other two, it's the least appealing. So
why is that?
I don't know. I guess it is. It doesn't feel as a well-defined of a niche to me.
Okay.
So kill hipster girl. I'm gonna fuck goth girl. I don't want to marry goth girl, but like goth girl is gonna be a good time. So fuck goth girl. I'm gonna marry emo girl.
Okay. Any reason you're gonna marry emo girl?
I guess that appeals to me the most, and feel like that has the most long-term stability in the emo girl.
You think? All right. Here it is for me. I'm going to marry the hipster girl because I feel like that is going to be a person that I can have a conversation with for the rest of my life.
Okay.
I feel like that's
if that's your thing. if you like talking to girls.
Well, if I'm gonna marry her, I might as well like have some interesting conversation. Plus, I mean, we're married, so we'll have sex for like 2 years.
I mean, we have. I think we've established that marriage to us is more of a Downton Abbey thing, and every other kill, fuck, marry, we're going for money and prestige. So,
well, in that case, I feel like I'm.
Hipster girl is probably the most wealthy, to be honest.
So then I guess I'm gonna have to kill the emo girl, do her a favor. Do it for her.
It may be assisted suicide.
Yeah.
You probably get
She'll
off.
be very
if you go to Canada and do it, you get off scot free.
So I'm just saying she might like that, which means that I'm gonna fuck the goth chick, and I'm okay with that because I like that aesthetic.
Yeah.
I like that choice. But
I like it a lot too.
But I do not want to be around it every day of my life. Like I don't want to like.
I want to fuck the suicide girl.
Right,
So.
right. But I don't want to wake up in the morning and be like, all right, well, we've got this picnic that we need to go to for work. So 3 hours, I'll let you put on your like all your like gothic Lolita shit. That's gonna take. All right, okay, sweet. You got to put the hair thing. Okay, that's gonna take like an hour.
Do the hair
Okay.
drills. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So. I do like the gothic Lolita shtick. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a character in Danganronpa that does that.
Yeah.
Like it. I dig it.
What do you like about it?
I don't know, because just the straight Lolita look I'm not into, but for some reason the gothic twist to it works.
I agree, and I think honestly, it really does have to do with the reason that I wouldn't want to marry the goth girl, and that is all that preparation. I mean, that's like a lot goes into it. Just like that is great for like a one-time thing where it's like, yes, prepare your body for 4 hours.
I'm going to Walmart. What do you need me to get? 8 containers of baby powder for all the leather? Okay. All right.
Yeah, cool.
People are going to think we're cokeheads, but okay.
I do not have the budget for this relationship. The hipster girl, on the other hand, I feel like she can just roll out of bed and still look pretty great. Just put those glasses on and just pretty much look great.
Yeah.
She's, I assume, not going to eat much, so I don't have to pay much for food. I can convince her, no, we're both skinny because we choose to be that way, not because we can't afford food. We have another text message. We have rapid fire questions from 520 who says, oh, I'm sorry he got cut off. He or she got cut off. Might be a girl in the girls. Who said, and marry the goth girl because I like death metal. All right. I could tolerate death metal for the long enough it takes for the love making. And
I enjoy making love to Cradle of Filth.
Oh,
love it.
Is that a band?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You know a band that I don't know, which shouldn't really surprise me. What is Cradle of Filth?
I remember my friend Mitchell was just really into Cradle of Filth back in high school.
Okay.
So I remember looking through his CD collection and being astonished by that one.
Yeah.
What? That and Anal Cunt.
Oh, well, that's just a friendly name you call somebody. You want you work with somebody for a year. Get over here, you anal cunt. Help me out with this project. You know what? I should be taking notes for show notes because Cradle of Filth would be great to include on there, but I didn't bring my laptop. So translation, the show notes for this episode are going to be very, very bad. They're going to have nothing to do with the show. We got one final text message from 520 who says, hey, Tyler, since you got glasses, now you have +1 to attractiveness. Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
I've seen you in those once. It's when you put them on for
I don't wear them very often.
I want to clear the air a little bit. I was just joking about you encroaching on my
No, that's why I don't wear them. That's why I don't wear them.
I know that's why. I know that's why. So I just wanted to address it.
Dave's coming over. I gotta hide these.
Exactly. I never see you wearing them, so I just know that you put them away in your little drawer. You're like, I know. I don't want to.
My man-sized gun safe.
Yes.
Put them in there.
Just filled entirely with glasses that you've worn your entire life.
Just never around you.
Just hid them from me to spare my feelings. So welcome to the club, Tyler. I also welcome you to the +1 attractiveness club.
So I don't have hair plugs either. Like I don't want to encroach on Dave's territory of having hair.
No, having hair plugs. I had these done. When I get out of the pool, I look like a Lovecraftian horror.
Like Homer Simpson, you just have 4 distinct strands.
It's very true. I've had hair gathered from around one of the 5 small buttholes on my butt and put on my head. All right. Thanks for all those text messages, 520. You kind of got my juices going talking about all those girls that I like. So thank you. Here is another call from 757.
What's up, TADPOG? It's your beloved Adam.
It's
raining on Thursday morning, and I'm driving to work. Still in the middle of or almost near the end of your DuckTales. I mean, let's start this over.
Okay.
What's up,
Take it from the top.
It's your beloved Adam. It's raining Thursday morning, and I'm driving to work. I'm near the end of your Darkwing Duck episode. I'll probably call back sometime soon to talk about that, but I just wanted to put a little pro tip in your ear. You guys are talking about Bomberman 64 being $200. I think it's probably referring to Bomberman 64 Second Strike, which is normally like $100 game. So if you have the regular Bomberman 64, it's probably like a $20 game. I could be a little off, but I just want to let you know not to go out and try to sell your game for too much and then get blasted by people because you're trying to sell a really cheap game for a really expensive price. But I don't want to change the format with anything TADPOG, but if there was something that I could do to change one thing about TADPOG is that I would stop using Amazon to figure out the prices of the games because sometimes they're just way off. Sometimes they're way off. What I use is a website called pricecharting.com. What it does is it takes all of the listings that are sold on Amazon, eBay, and app.com and averages them out and gives you a better estimate of something. So that may be something to look into, but like I said, I don't want to change anything you guys are doing. I just know that that's a really helpful site for me when I'm trying to buy games. And I want to know about how much they're worth, or even sell games and know about how much they're worth. So hopefully those are a few tips that maybe give you a little bit of help. And I love you guys. Looking forward to hearing more episodes this week. And I'll give you a call sometime soon about Darkwing Duck if I have anything to say about it. Now I'll make something up. See you. Love you. Bye.
We love you too, Adam. Yeah. Price charting is great. I found out about price charting on one of the game collecting subreddits. That's what I used for when I was purchasing all the N64 games. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, and I think we've said this on the show before, Amazon have the worst prices, which is part of the reason why I like to use Amazon for the how much is this game on Amazon.
Well, I mean, no one knows, but like we're close friends with Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
So, like, we just try to throw him. He needs a little support every now and then. So, there you go, Uncle Bezos.
So that's why I use Amazon, because of our close personal relationship, and because it's usually comically off. The Bomberman 64. Someone told me, and I apologize, I cannot remember which listener it was, but thank you. Someone told me that was probably way off because of a regional thing. Bomberman 64 apparently is a lot more expensive in, I think, Europe than it is in the U.S. And this is me just totally going off the top of my head from several months ago. So I'm not 100% positive, but I was told that it was a regional thing. I know Second Strike is more expensive, though, because when I was searching for Bomberman 64 for the show, I did find Second Strike. And it was super annoying because on eBay, those would be lumped in with just the regular Bomberman 64 game. So I'd have to kind of like rifle through all of them to find them. And I remember seeing those and being like, damn, I'm glad that I don't have to buy this because this game is much more expensive than Bomberman 64.
Ryan has been trying to rebuild his Super Nintendo and N64 collection. And he said, like, N64 is surging at the moment. So you probably bought them at a fortunate time.
Great, I need to go on there and sell all of them now because I don't want to play any of those games again.
Yep, I'm with you.
So thanks for calling, Adam. That is a great site. If you are buying retro video games, that is a really good one to check. Because I like half.com every now and then. I picked up a great deal on an N64 game. So thank you for the suggestion. I we just need to decide whether or not we want to keep it ridiculous or if we need to go with like a more informative route.
Mm-hmm. Accuracy or bombacity? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We usually err on the side of bombastic. All right. So here is a call from someone who's very mad at you.
Mom?
Good morning, TADPOG. It's Taryn. What's going on?
She seems to have cooled off.
Sitting at the FedEx office waiting for a package to arrive. So I'm listening to the Stargate app, which I have no idea what Stargate is. If you even talk about it, I don't really care. But I'm halfway through it, and I don't want to forget what I want to say. Number one, Dave, I am right there with you. I fucking love Kanye West. I love his outlandish, crazy, I am the best person on the planet personality.
Well,
he's probably a Slytherin. That's probably why we were doing a lot. He's definitely a Slytherin. But the thing about the Amber Rose chick fingering his butthole, like, what's the big deal, Kanye? You know, in my experience, I've had a few guys that like it, and, you know, it can be fun. I mean, Kanye, just own it. Own it like you own everything else. Number 2, you have to watch This Is the End. It is absolutely one of the funniest movies because all these actors play themselves, and they play asshole versions of themselves or something of that nature. And the Michael Cera part is absolutely hysterical, and I hope that he in real life does rails and slaps Rihanna's ass and gets girls to jerk him off and suck him off at the same time, because you need to watch this movie. It is hilarious.
Yeah, sounds like I do need to watch that.
You guys about was in the show notes, and this girl getting the tattoo that says "Spit Please" on her butthole.
Yeah.
Holy shit! So I watched a friend of mine get a tattoo on her vagina.
Whoa.
This is hysterical.
Uh-oh.
She got a tattoo of Winnie the Pooh. Yes, the beloved children's character, Winnie the Pooh.
That's because it's her honeypot.
This is the sickening part. Like, not the fact that she got the tattoo on her vagina, because she got it, like, right on the lip. But she got a tattoo when you pull back the lip inside the lip of a honeypot. So you got precious little Winnie the Pooh, and you spread her legs open, and that's the honeypot. I watched her go through that in fucking agony, so I cannot imagine how this girl got her butthole tattooed. Like, I'm just in pain for her. But my question is,
who is this girl?
With anyone that had any
Cynthia Landon, her mother,
lady bit piercings or nipple piercings. I have messed around with one fella that had a piercing, and it was interesting. But more on that later. Hope you guys have a good day. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
So I was being a huge goofball and talked over her question, so I don't know what she actually asked.
How we feel about, like, lip piercings, nipple piercings, genital piercings.
I love them.
Yeah.
A big fan. Huge fan. It's not a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're not there, it's not a deal breaker. But if they're there, that's great. However, I don't know how I'd feel about Winnie the Pooh just staring back at me while I'm, taking a taste from the honey pot.
Wink at Pooh.
Yeah. No, Pooh, this is mine. You cannot have any.
It'd be better if it was like the tattoo with, like, from Mons to Taint. It was a tree, and then the hole was when Pooh is stuck halfway in.
There's just an annoyed rabbit on one of the butt cheeks.
Vaginal piercings, I don't know. I've only seen them on strippers. I don't think they're super appealing. I just remember that one stripper that I didn't know she had one until I went and sat on the stage and gave her $1, and she spread, and it looked like Christmas time because she had, like, tons of glow-in-the-dark clit piercings. So that's festive.
Strands of popcorn.
Tinsel, everything. Nipple piercings, I'm all for that. I like that. Just never been with anybody that has those, but in pornography, I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to fool around with a girl with a tongue ring. Never have. I don't like septum piercings. It's not my thing. I like the nose, like, stud on the side, but other than that, septum piercings aren't really my jam. Other than that, like, all sorts of ear piercings, great. Dermal piercings, whatever. Yeah, all for it.
Yeah, I kind of draw the line at body modding.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I start to kind of get like, ooh, I don't know. And even some of that, I mean, if it's done well, it doesn't bother me.
I was reading an article about the booming plastic surgery area of reconstructing ears where they had the large holes placed in. Like, people now are like, let's get my ears put back together.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool. Like, I think gauges are cool. Like, I don't have a problem with them. It's one of those things where it's like, but like that in all of this, I mean, all of these things are like, oh man, that's really cool. I think that's neat. That is not a thing that I would ever do or ever could do. I don't think that fits my general aesthetic. Like, it'd be very weird. I feel like if I was exactly the way I am right now, but I had enormous gauges in my ears. Like, I just don't think that would mesh.
Your earring, the up top piercing was enough?
I did have a cartilage piercing, an upper cartilage piercing my ear, and it looked really dumb. And it got infected, and I had to take it out, and I'm super glad that it did because it looked so fucking dumb. At the time, I didn't realize that, but like now I know that it looked really, really, really embarrassingly stupid. And I told my sister that just recently because she asked me what I thought about the piercing that I had. And I told her, I said, I think it was so fucking dumb. It's not like I can't really say that I regret it because it's like, all there is just a little bit of like scar tissue up there in my ear now. It's not a big deal. It's not super noticeable. But I said, hey, look, do what you want to do. But just know that in 10 years, you might be like, no, that was dumb. I don't even know why she did it. She got like, I don't know what part of the ear it is. It's like, okay, so imagine an ear, right? On its side, a profile of an ear. Here's the hole in the ear. And then you just go up to that little bridge above it. You know that thing? She got that pierced. And it is so tiny. Like, it is so tiny that like when she showed it to me, we were sitting across a dinner table at a restaurant. So not very wide. I couldn't see it. I had to get like right up on her, and it looks like just a little bit of glitter, like just like a piece of glitter on her ear. And I was like, seriously, you were like considering whether or not this was something you should do. This is nothing. This is not even noticeable. Just the tiniest.
Not the full bar, the length of the top of the ear.
No huge, no oversized safety pin, nothing like that. So, but that suits her.
Yeah.
That like, it would be very much like me. It would be weird if she showed up with like huge gauges in her ear. Piercings on other people, I love them. Tattoos on other people, I love them. Like, I wish that I could get tattoos, and the reason that I don't, what always holds me back is I like to change things as like,
I have no idea what I would want forever.
Yeah. Exactly. It's that forever part where it's like, I like how things look. Like, I like how some tattoos look, but there's a part of me that I struggle with just getting a tattoo for a look, you know? Because I like all those like Sailor Jerry tattoos, but I would feel disingenuous having like those tattoos, because it's like they wouldn't mean anything to me. They would just be like stickers. They'd essentially be like stickers that I've put on my body. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. Like,
you don't want to get a full length Pete and Pete, like the lady on Pete's
Petunia.
forearm.
That would be really sweet. And I am not going to lie to you. I have thought of that before. They have the guys who played Pete and Pete. You know their names. I don't.
Danny Tamborelli is the young Pete. I can't remember older Pete's name.
Well, Danny on. They have a podcast. I hope it's still going. I stopped listening, but it was good. Danny is all the time. People come up to him, showing him the Petunia tattoo that they've got. So I mean, there are a lot of people out there with it.
Man,
I would love to get tattoos. Like, I would love to have like half sleeves even, because I think they look amazing. I love how that looks. It's just, I can't go through with it. Like, I can't imagine a time in my life where I'm going to be able to pull the trigger on that, because it's like, I feel like I've passed that. Like, I feel like I'm to the age now where it would be really, really weird for me to like just get half sleeves.
You could do it. You pull it off.
I'm 34. I think I could pull it off.
Yeah.
But I just think I don't know. There's something about it that I have to get over.
It costs more. Like, they figure out the funnel you can have one, and then it's an extra $100 every year over.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The price is part of it, because they are fucking expensive.
Yeah, like, to get a well done tattoo.
Like, really, like thousands of dollars. So, I mean, they last forever. But the other part of that is, like, if you don't touch them up, like if you don't have them touched up, they just look like blobs.
Yeah,
like, they just start to look like blobs. My granddad was in the Navy. He's got a shitload of tattoos. And I remember as a kid, like seeing him with his shirt off, it was just like blobs. He just had blobs on his body. So I don't know. That might be part of it too, because you got to maintain that shit.
Yeah, I just don't know. I have no idea what I would want to have forever. So,
how about you and I pick some out for each other, or that's a Patreon goal. If we reach a certain amount of money, the Patreon donors get to decide what tattoos we get.
We get to the point where this is all we have to do for a living, then they get to pick our tattoos.
I think that's fair. Yep. I would do that.
Yep.
If we could, I would subject myself to that.
That's fair. If we could make a living doing just this for Patreon, okay.
I'll tattoo whatever. Whatever.
Get tattoos.
It won't be spit first on my no hole, but it might be.
It'll be pussy eater across both of our top lips.
I love that tattoo, man. That is hilarious. I always joked about getting the "Thanks for playing" in the Pac-Man font right above my wiener. But then I realized that not too many people were going to see that, so it's probably a waste of money. All right. Thanks for calling, Taryn. We have another call from Taryn. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? Should we? How are we? We're good on time, yeah?
Yeah.
How good are we on time? I know we want to do as many as we can.
Got another 20 minutes.
Okay. So I would like to propose that we don't end until we get to Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue's call.
Done.
In honor of his
birthday. Done.
All right. So we're coming for you, Lord Mike. Don't worry. Here it looks like we've got Taryn again.
Hey, TADPOG, it's Taryn again. I just had the weirdest deja vu when I asked the piercing question. So if I've asked it before, I apologize. It's weird for me to call in sober and remember things. So, this is daytime Taryn, okay? Or, whatever, sober Taryn. But if I've asked it before, I apologize. I can't imagine getting the lady bits pierced. Like, I have a tattoo that's close enough, and it hurt plenty, and I can't imagine a needle going through my lady bits. And I was in the chair about...
That's it. So we'll assume that it happened. Did she say that she was like strapped in there, ready to get...
Well, she's had several tattoos. She has multiple, I want to say like 4 tattoos, maybe more. I imagine her most painful, I know she has music notes on her inside of her wrist. I imagine that was painful too.
Well, she cut off. I can skip ahead. She does call back, but it is like a day later. So I don't know if it's a continuation or not.
Yeah, we'll just plow through. We'll find out eventually.
All right. Well, Taryn, we're on the edge of our seats here. How did it go? What happened? Tyler, would you ever consider a piercing?
No.
No.
I don't think there's no kind of piercing that I think I would look good with. So no.
Well, your fat wiener, probably.
Yeah.
That would probably be good. Just like it looks like you're about to go fishing. Like you're just all kinds of manner of metal and hooks.
Just get a fish hook through the head.
Yeah. And then you can paint little eyes on the helmet to make it look like it's a caught fish. So you got this joke where you walk in.
Oh,
it's a big one. I call it a big one.
Anybody like eel?
Or it's done like, what's the musical instrument that you play like in second grade that's like, it's a stick with a cheese grater, a wood cheese grater that looks like a fish.
Oh,
just brrr, brrr.
Yeah.
Just paint it up like that.
So I do have notches down the side. So.
That's how I always know it's you in the dark. When I feel the notches on the side.
When you deep throat and catch.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it's for. It's to trap people.
You're nodding, essentially. Jesus. All right. Here is another call. This is from 614.
Hey guys, Kyle here. So I just
Kyle.
started a new job in the IT department, and I really like all the guys I work with, and I really think they'd enjoy your podcast. But I was hoping that you guys could help with how can I introduce the podcast to them without me getting fired. Yep. I don't want them to think that I just listen like only to
podcast about dicks, but it's like what I do. So, just really any help. There's not really any family member or friend I can go to with this. So if you guys just want to help me out, maybe I can get you 6 more listeners if I tell them about it. Thanks.
Kyle, I do want those 6 new listeners, so I'm going to try to come up with a strategy.
Well, you have to wait for them to say they like games and then say, "Oh, I've got a good podcast for you." It's good, but they're super blue. So if you like your comedy super blue, but here's a gaming podcast for you.
Or wait for them to say, "I like really just the grossest comedy." just the grossest stuff. Then there's your in.
It's true.
Hey, I've got a podcast for you. Or you can say, or you can do the whole thing where it's like, a friend of mine turned me on to this podcast, and it's out there. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but you might be interested in it. You could do that. You could play it off. We know we know that we're your favorite podcast, so we're not going to get mad for your little fib, your little white lie, because you're going to get us 6 new listeners, and that's really what matters.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think that's all good. Yeah.
Or send us your address. I'll mail you some TADPOG promo cards, and then you can you can, if you're going to lunch or something, you can just kind of set them like on the table, and when you show up, you're like, "Oh, what is this? Oh, this is a video game podcast. This looks like it could be fun. How about we get back to work and all listen to it together?"
I've downloaded, why don't everybody come to my house this Friday night? I've downloaded several completely at random podcasts. We can all have a listening party.
So there, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Those are all good options.
People do that all the time. It's
all
fine.
good options. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling, Kyle. Here is a call from 614. Google Translate is very short. Google translates this to 3 words. The call is almost a minute long. So let's see. Let's see.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. This is back my soul vacation.
Vacation? Soul vacation?
Soul vacation.
What's the point? Are you actually seeing it?
What's the point? I'm not actually seeing it.
Okay. Thanks for calling 614. Here's my takeaway.
I told you 580 sometimes sneaks back on.
Here's my takeaway. This is what your call reminds me of. And I did this last night. Sometimes I'm watching some amateur love making. Sometimes I watch that. And a lot of times the audio quality is not great on those. And the girl will say something, and I'm like, "Oh God, I bet that was hot," but I couldn't make it out. And I'll like scrub back, like I'll turn the volume up and I'll listen to it again. I still didn't make it out, so I'll scrub back and I'll turn it up even louder, and I'll be like, "All right, well, I still don't know what she's saying, but I assume that it's something very erotic."
I had some friends that lived together, and their rooms were directly across the hall from each other. And the friend I frequently talked to, he was in his room, and he heard his roommate and his girlfriend having sex. And he goes, it was pretty clear that they were having sex. He can't hear her, but he hears the motion, and he hears him at first, like, he just says, like, "Did you do it? Wait a bit longer. Did you do it?" And very aggressively, "Did you do it?" And so it took a long time, because he was there like, "What did she do? What is he wanting her to do?" So it turns out like they were having sex, and he was wondering if he gave her an orgasm. So he was saying, "Did that do it?" But it sounded more like, "Did you do it?"
Oh, I did it.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for calling. Here is a text message from 763. The best part of that call from 614 was me remembering that video that I watched last night. So thank you. This text message from 763 says, "Fucking TADPOG, : Google video search, Naughty Alley Phone and throw the first video in the show notes. It's pretty amazing. I know what video you're talking about. At least I think that I do, because I am familiar with Naughty Alley.
Oh, I know. Now I know what you're talking about too. Yeah. That was bookmarked in my favorites for a while.
That's it. That's in my stuff that Dave likes subreddit.
Oh my God, you're so dirty.
You can quote it. I love it. You can quote it. So 763, thank you. We're on that Naughty Alley tip though. This is what's great is Tyler and I have never discussed this video before. It's just something we subconsciously bonded over. So thank you. Oh, Jesus. Here is a call from Taryn. Let's see if she finishes the story from earlier.
Hola, TADPOG. This is Taryn. So I've called you sober like the past 14 times, so I thought I'd call you a little drunk just to keep up appearances.
Perfect.
That's kind of my thing. So I was actually just discussing with Tyler about sexual awakening movies. And I'm sitting here watching Cruel Intentions, which is definitely one of my sexual awakening movies. And, I was probably like middle school when this came out, but, Ryan Felipe and Sarah Michelle Gellar being a total fucking slut turbo bitch, like that was one of my sexual awakening movies, because this is one of the first movies that I saw that showed me that women can have the sexual upper power, and that's fucking awesome. But I just wanted to ask you, what were some of your sexual awakening movies? I've had a hardcore crush on Andrew McCarthy since I can remember. So definitely Weekend at Bernie's and Mannequin were some of mine. And I saw them later in life, obviously. I was born in 84, and I know some of those came out in like late 80s. So I saw them later in life and knew that I was attracted to him. Also, Fear was one of mine. Again, Reese Witherspoon and Marky Mark from the Funky Bunch, and his little underwear and his damn little abs, and fingering her on a roller coaster. Maybe that's why I like roller coasters. Like, let's get real in depth with this here for a second.
But how do you feel about fingerings, though? I think that's the better question.
That
Hate 'em.
movie was one of my sexual awakening movies. Holy shit, have we just discovered something? I don't know.
I think we
But
have.
anyway, that was one of them. Also, and I, obviously I talk about Friends every time I'm on there, but Friends was one of my sexual awakening shows. I've never admitted this to anyone except maybe one or two people, but, that show came out, 94, 95? So I was 10, 11 years old.
You're the expert.
I had the poster of all of them drinking milkshakes on my wall, and I used to make out with the Chandler with Matthew Perry on my poster because I thought he was so hot. And I never was a Ross gal, even though that was one of my favorite,
Jesus, I love
central
it.
parts of the show. But Chandler was my man from the get-go. I always thought he was very sexy. But anyway, now you know some more information about me, and hope you guys are doing great. I'm going to continue drinking. It's Friday night.
All right.
And I feel all right.
All right.
It's here on the west side. Is that right? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to keep drinking. I'm on my couch watching Cruel Intentions, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a lovely evening,
Just
TADPOG.
eking the cat. Just watching Cruel Intentions, just eking the cat. Thank you so much for sharing that story. That was of you making out with Chandler on the poster. That is fucking amazing. Thank you for telling that
As soon
story.
as we're done recording, I'm sending her that picture. Like just a cropping of Chandler with the milkshake mustache. I've talked about me being small and having the weird boner about Miss Piggy dunking Gonzo into oatmeal before.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one. Lola Bunny and Space Jam. Because there was a weird moment where they sexualize a cartoon girl. Trying to think movie-wise. What was something I was into when I was little? A movie that I was into that had stirring. So I think I asked Taryn that because I had seen, brings up two more SNL skits. One, the SNL about a music video where all the women sing about bringing home their boyfriends to their childhood bedroom for Christmas.
That is a good one.
I love that.
That is a really good one.
And the other one, when I first got horny to you. It's like them, whatever they were watching the first time they got horny. So I'm trying to think. Like, I remember being aroused early on in my life. Like, I started damaging my penis with masturbation in the 6th grade. So, trying to think what was popular back then. It got to me. Cruel Intentions. I mean, that worked for me, but that was still a little later on. I don't know. Do you have anything?
Jessica Rabbit for sure.
Yeah,
I remember, and which is really weird now, like as an adult, because like I've watched Roger Rabbit since I was a kid, and now when I see Jessica Rabbit, it's like I was a weird little kid because like this is not very sexy at all. But Jessica Rabbit.
Rogue. I had a huge thing for Rogue.
Yeah, Psylocke. Wow, yeah, Psylocke for me, especially reading the comics as a kid, like that was a deciding factor. I would flip through and be like, okay, Psylocke's in this. I can jerk it to this. I would like to purchase this one, please. I guess those are the big ones. Any movie that I could see a titty in, which wasn't too difficult because we had HBO. And so, I mean, that was a lot of my sexual awakening as far as movies go, where it was just whatever was on HBO after 11 o'clock kind of deal.
I'll still never forget Exit to Eden, applying like the butter and the cinnamon. Like I guess that's a moment because it's just so burned into my brain. Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah. All right. Good question.
Yeah.
That I don't feel like I had a great answer to. This is one of these questions that something's going to come to me later. And it's going to be like, oh, yeah, how did I forget about that? And I think I might have mentioned this on the Cool World episode. Like I remember seeing the preview for Cool World, I think on like HBO or something, and seeing Holly. I remember seeing her and being like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. So there's that, but I don't know. All right, Taryn, thank you.
And then being sad, but she turns into Kim Basinger.
You know what? I liked Kim Basinger when and it's probably because she was Vicky Vale in Tim Burton's Batman, and I thought she was really pretty. I had a 10-year-old boy crush on her. That's probably 10 when that came out. So, but that faded quickly. What else? I thought, what's her name? Téa Leoni.
Oh yeah,
she was really hot in Bad Boys, so that was that was working for me.
Oh, Tia Carrere in Wayne's World was big for me.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man,
she's good looking in that movie, especially. She's good looking in that movie. So yeah, there's some things, and along with the weird things like Daphne and Scooby-Doo, like when I was very little, like along the lines of Miss Piggy.
Dipping Gonzo in oatmeal, along those lines.
Washing Gonzo. It's so along those lines. So, all right. Thanks, Taryn. And thank you so much for sharing the story about Chandler. I fucking love that you shared that with us. That is special to me. Here is...
Oh, that drags up a memory. I had a black and white X-Men pillow, and I would kiss the Rogue drawing on the back of it.
Yeah.
Mom caught me one time, and I remember her, as she shut the door, was laughing. So.
Cool. Man, I wish I had an X-Men pillow that I could have kissed. I sure did. We got a text message from 520 who says, fucking Tadpog, I just beat Earthbound.
Fuck yes.
Smiley emoticon. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I hope that you enjoyed it. I assume that you did based on your smiley emoticon. We got another text message. This is from 763 who says, fucking Tadpog, if pasta noodles had RPG classes, what would they be? All right, let's start from the top. Penne, Dragoon.
Yep.
Clearly,
no doubt.
What are the little cartwheel looking ones?
I don't know what you call those cartwheel ones.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're
right?
talking about.
Well,
yeah.
those kind of look like shields. So Paladin. So there's your Paladin.
They're holy.
They're holy, exactly. What macaroni is part of a very famous song, Yankee Doodle Dandy. So Bard. Macaroni is Bard. Spaghetti. Spaghetti is just kind of like your standard baseline
Your
fighter human
warrior,
fighter. So we got spaghetti, we got macaroni, we got penne, we got whatever the cartwheel ones are, the wheel ones. What else we got?
The spiral ones are wizards.
That makes sense. Wizards are sorcerers, some kind of arcane user, because they're so crazy.
See, man,
what about the shells? What do you call those?
Shells.
Are they just shells?
I guess so.
That would probably be a cleric. I think a cleric, because they hold all that sauce
all together.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
And I guess manicotti is not really a class. Not lasagna. They're like vehicles.
So what is
airship? The manicotti is an airship.
Oh, are those the giant noodles?
The rolls that they stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's like a base of operations airship. I like it.
Italian's not my thing, so I'm trying to go over all the kinds of pasta in my head because I know there's so fucking many. Tortellini.
What is tortellini?
Tortellini, it's basically a stuffed circle.
Okay.
Or because it'll be like
a ravioli,
like a small thing that's stuffed, folded, then pinched into a circle. It has a hole in the center. It looks almost like an earring.
Okay. So probably thief, because it looks like an earring that Locke would wear.
Okay, that's fair. I like your logic. You're better at this than I am.
So, well, I do play pasta games all the time at home. And I take back my cleric being the shell. That needs to be some kind of like net and trident fighter. Because cleric has to be angel hair.
Yeah.
Just has to be.
You're right.
Let's see, what other pastas are there? Ravioli. That's a big one. This is a hard one. What is ravioli? Barbarian, because it's meaty.
Yeah.
Big and meaty. Yeah.
Raging ravioli.
Raging ravioli. Ragioli. Ray Liotta. Are we leaving out any other big pastas?
No, probably.
Yeah, I know. Fettuccine. That's like a flat noodle,
it's a
right?
A long flat noodle.
Is there a tapeworm glass?
The mimic.
The mimic. I love it. All right, the mimic. All right, apologies to all the big pastas out there that we're forgetting about. Good question, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good question.
Good question. I like questions like this. They really get us thinking. Here is a call from 44, which means that it's an international call. Here we go.
Zach?
Hi, TADPOG. This is Paul from the UK again.
Paul.
He told me to ring back, so here I am. It's taken me a little while. Apparently what I was waiting for was just to get hammered again, so I've been on the cider all day, and here I am. Don't know what I'm doing, but I thought I'd give you a ring. Cost me a bomb again. Well, I thought I had a couple of questions ready for you this time.
Sweet.
The first one being, I was just wondering if you'd ever get round to doing any more N64 games.
Whew.
After you did the list in the summer. Just wondering if you ever do periodically the odd game out of any lists, just to every month or so, if you ever think about reviewing a game again. My second question is regarding one of your Fallout reviews that you did last year, and you were talking about men's toilet habits. I just wanted to know if after you have a shit, whether you would sit or stand to wipe, and if you knew that the other option was available, because before, about a year ago, I didn't know people actually do this, that people would actually stand to wipe.
I know.
I didn't know if that was
I know.
something you did, or you were even aware of. So it's a bit of a strange question, but I think I kind of ask most people I know. It weeds them out, but great. Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Paul, thanks for calling. You got a sexy voice, dude.
Paul sounds amazing.
Yeah, you got a sexy voice, man. So you may not know this, but there was a long-standing debate in Tadpog Nation about sitter stand. We went back and forth. Are you a sitter? Are you a stander? Do you remember who initially brought it up?
I don't. I want to say Fish Lips J.
Yeah, okay.
But I've been wrong the last like 10 times I've speculated on anything.
It was Yeah, I can't remember either, and that bums me out because it was like a really big thing for a while. Fish Lips J sounds like it could be plausible, or Cody, or even Micah, or Drew for some reason.
Anyone that we know grows.
Yeah, or Tony, or like let's just keep listing everybody.
Anybody that regularly calls us that's not Taryn.
580. So yeah, we're familiar with the sitter stand. I'm still very much a sitter.
Yep.
I can't imagine standing up because all of that cookie crumble would just fall out of my butt if I did that. I can't. You can't stand straight up, right? Because then your turd cutter just automatically closes when you stand.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the natural position of my no-no hole when I stand up. It's closed.
It's like putting a lid back on a jar when there's something on the rim.
Yeah. You know what really grosses me out? Tyler, I know you love shit talk on the show.
Oh, so much.
Potty talk.
So much.
So this is going to be great for you. I apologize in advance. But what I hate is when I'm done pooping and it's been a really stressful one. It's like I really had to work this one out. And that you are doubly going to love this because I also know another thing that you hate. And when I take that toilet paper and I go to wipe and it's like, oh, that's not closed.
Yep.
Where it's just nope, that portal is still open.
Still not, it hasn't closed back up. All right.
So it's like I never know what to do in that situation because I look down at my watch. I'm like, well, I got to get to work, but I don't know how long I need to sit here before the door closes.
Finish the spell.
Yeah. Do I just need to cram toilet paper up there? What do I do? So, thank you.
Just grab one of Nikki's pads and be like,
there you go.
Make the best of it.
No. For the record, she doesn't use pads. I'm not dating my grandmother. Let's see. So thanks for bringing that back up because I had kind of forgotten about it, except for I heard on, I think it was Cracked Podcast, when Jack O'Brien was introing an episode, he mentioned some of the things that we don't even think about that are secrets about people that you know, like are you a sitter or a stander? Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, Cracked Podcast is definitely listening to TADPOG and stealing intel from us.
Just like Wizards of the Coast. God.
Yeah, exactly. To answer your first question, Paul, there are a few N64 games.
There are
a
few we'd like to do,
doing.
yeah.
So Superman is one of them.
I'd like to do Quest 64 for some weird reason.
Well, it was one of the
Clay Fighters 63 and a third.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a few N64 games that we do want to do. As far as a list goes, we'll get back to you on that.
Yep.
But that's always kind of a moving target. Lists are always kind of a moving thing. I've enjoyed not doing a list.
Yeah, we'll pick up a list again sometime, but the last list was just so hard for us. Now it's just we'll go back, but we just don't know what we want to do. And then it is still sort of confining. I know some people really like it. Yeah. Some people really, really like it. You know who you are.
Yeah.
And I don't know, since we started this podcast with the list, we've since had kids and done a bunch of other stuff. So
a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed. And you're right. Doing a list with all these life-changing events that have happened would be very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
To the point where I feel like I would like to be less involved in the show kind of deal.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of I'd rather have a good time. I'd rather have a good time doing the show and we get what we get than forcing myself to stick to a schedule.
When you push it, you burn out. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% think that that's correct. And if we weren't a show that published twice a week consistently, that's important to us because we've never missed an episode. Mm-hmm. That's a huge fucking accomplishment for just two guys who don't do this for a living. That's we should be proud of that because we've been doing this for over 3 years. That's wow. How the hell did we do that? That plays into it too. If this were a show that we published just whenever we could or whenever we felt like it, then I feel like a list would be so much easier.
Yeah.
Because we could kind of take our time and play each game on the list. I also think that the show would stop if we did that.
Yeah.
Because it would kind of be like, are you ready? Well, no, not really.
Or what
are you ready? No, let's wait. And then, we'd get to the point where we're publishing once every 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, there's no way to have an audience. So.
It's tough. It's really tough to balance it because we know that we do have people who want us to play lists. And in a perfect world, I think that's great. I think that's a great hook for a podcast. But man, just to keep it going at this point, I think we have to be flexible with it.
Yeah.
So great questions, Paul. Thanks for calling. You can call anytime with that sexy voice of yours. You just feel free.
What do you think of a TADPOG Nation list?
How do you mean?
Like if I might have to recruit Troubadour Sam for this kind of thing, but like listeners give us a list of games they'd like to see done. And we get enough of those and we average it together, what games pop up the most often, and make the TADPOG Nation's list of games they want us to do.
I'd be interested in seeing it. I don't think that solves the problem.
It does not solve the problem at all. It's just an idea that pops in my head.
I mean, I think it's a great idea because I'm curious to see what that is. But yeah, I mean, it does put us right back in that same.
Because who knows? It could be a list. It'd be a game, 4 games in a row that are each 60 hours each.
Right.
So.
We do have an eventually list. I mean, there is that. But yeah, I would be curious in seeing what people would like to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
And if we could constrain that to like a specific system, like Super Nintendo or Genesis.
That's a good point, because those games are a lot easier to do. Like N64 and beyond is just like those games are too long and intricate to do in a week.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo downward, that's doable.
So just again, for the record, I'm not super ready to do a list again.
Oh, no.
But
this would take a very long time to put together.
But yeah, maybe by the time that list is put together, maybe I'll hopefully be ready. Things are getting easier for me.
Yeah.
So like that is good. Like things are kind of balancing out for me. So who knows? Maybe I'll be ready for that soon. But I do appreciate y'all being patient with me, listeners. Here is a call from 614.
Welcome to TADPOG. Okay, it's Kyle, SoundCloud fan, yada, yada, yada. So I'm listening to the episode with Phil and Sandra, and you guys, and in Wisdom Stage, Ian Chandler just called in about some kind of porn, and it reminded me of a porn story from when I was in 8th grade. All right.
Excellent.
So when I was in middle school, they did an 8th grade trip. It's like, hey, you finished middle school, you made it through, you didn't kill yourself. Cool. So we all got to go to Washington, D.C., and it was like a 3-day trip or something to Washington, D.C. So we get to Washington, and of course, the whole school is staying in this one hotel, and all the kids, it's absolutely, it's a mess. You know, you can just imagine a bunch of middle schoolers on like 2 whole floors of a hotel. It's terrible. But anyway, so obviously you're going to turn the TV on, you're going to go flipping through channels. Well, somebody found a channel where it was this woman who was just wearing a bikini bottom and some like lingerie, you could clearly see her boobs, and she was doing belly dancing. And that's fine, but she had a knife in one of her hands, and as she was dancing, she was slowly cutting herself, like on her thighs, on her stomach, on her arms, and it was, now that I think about it, some of the most fucked up stuff I've ever seen. Like, well, why would anybody want to watch this? So she's sitting there doing like a dance, naked, just cutting herself. Not really hard, but enough for blood to be rolling down her skin and her stomach and her leg. So everyone's going crazy. Their phones are ringing everywhere. Everyone's calling everyone saying, flip to this channel, flip to this channel. And soon, every single middle schooler is watching this woman dance naked while she's cutting herself. And it was one of those moments that you'll never forget.
Oh.
And very quickly, the chaperones caught on and ran into everybody's room and turned it off, and it was this whole big mess, and then the hotel had to end up blocking that channel. It was this whole big thing, but that's my gory porn story.
Tyler, do you remember when ABC Family jumped the shark?
I mean, as long as she wasn't cutting her boobs, and everything's fine. It's all good. That's pretty funny, though. I like that story a lot.
Yes, thank you, Kyle. That was a very good story. It reminds me of a trip that we took when I was in high school to Washington, D.C. We didn't all share in a pornographic experience, but there were a whole lot of little players going to the girls' rooms. So I was playing Diablo on my dad's laptop. So thank you very much for calling. We are closing in on Exalted Lord Micah Purdue's call. We still have a ways to go.
Let's soldier on.
So here is a text message from 520 who says, "Hey Tadpog, who's your favorite cartoon MILF? I used to think Mighty Max's mom was pretty hot. So is Sailor Moon's mom." Well, there's not an unattractive person in Sailor Moon.
No, there's not. Cartoon MILF. Immediately Lois from Family Guy jumps to mind.
Yeah? Do you click on those ads
all the time
to see her fuck?
See her fuck Peter and Chris at the same time.
To watch her play Diablo?
What are some ones that I like when I was little? Bobby's mom from Bobby's World I thought was attractive.
I don't remember what she looks like.
The red, she had like orange hair.
Okay.
Trying to think of other cartoon MILFs or some family-centered cartoons that I watched.
Linda Belcher's got some pretty big old titties.
She does.
So I mean, there's that. I've thought that before. I've been like, those are pretty big tits for a cartoon character that's not like sexualized at all.
Yeah, true. And they hang as low as they should. So
That's very accurate. She does not wear a bra ever, I think.
Also, people really had a thing for Marge. I never did.
No, I never clicked on those ads either.
I don't know. I have to think on that a little bit longer.
All right, we'll get back to it.
I'm gonna Google.
Okay. Yeah,
just to get some ideas.
Google real quick. Hot MILF cartoon. Hot cartoon MILF. There you go. Also, look up Naughty Alley while you're at it. I could use a break.
Cartoon MILFs at Sensual Mothers. Okay, I think that's what I want.
What is Sensual Mothers?
Cartoon MILF, and there's a big Imgur gallery.
Oh, sweet. Okay. You need to spin that. You need to spin that old laptop around,
This
buddy.
is all the enormously hipped mothers from the Cartoon Network, like Dexter's mom.
Oh yeah, they did. They had some child birthers.
Oh God. I think
That
that's from
doesn't
Kim
sound good.
Possible, Lois, Miss Jetson, the mom from the Jetsons. Never really a thing for me though. Or I guess
Judy though.
Yeah, Wilma from the Flintstones.
Yeah,
I'm okay. I can roll with that.
you're more Wilma than Betty.
Yeah.
I'm more Betty, which is weird because I do like redheads.
Here is I guess Peggy Hill and Khan's wife from King of the Hill.
Hard pass.
What's her name from American Dad?
Okay, all right.
The mom from The Fairly Odd Parents. The mom from Jimmy Neutron. That's a weird looking one right there.
I don't know what she looks like.
A parent from The Fairly Odd Parents. Oh, who is that? I can't remember. I recognize she has a dick in her mouth, but I feel like I recognize who that cartoon character is, but I can't think of it. Oh God, the neighbor's mom from Goop Troop. Pete's mom from Goop Troop. Yeah, more Peggy Hill.
Are all of these pornographic that you're looking at?
Oh yeah, every single one of them. Luann and their neighbor that was always cheating with John Redcorn from King of the Hill.
Oh, okay.
Here's some very graphic stuff from her and John Redcorn. Peggy Hill's butthole.
Is it firing like the Death Star?
Danny Phantom's mom. That wasn't a thing I watched.
What is Danny Phantom?
I remember seeing like ads for it. Man, Pete's mom from Goof Troop is pretty popular.
I don't even remember what she looks like.
Okay, well, that's it for that whole album I just looked through. Okay, what is sensualmothers.com? Okay, just a lot of cartoon moms. Marge, Lois.
I hope that's their motto on their site.
The mom from The Incredibles.
Okay. I can see that. I can get behind that.
More King of the Hill. More Simpsons. American Family and The Cleveland Show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Jasmine.
Oh.
From Aladdin.
She's not a mom,
She's not a mom, though.
She's just a sensual lady.
Here's Wolverine and Jean Grey.
Oh. Yeah, I guess we could get into that.
So, I mean, Jean Grey does become a mother eventually.
She's technically a mom.
23 moms who are definitely MILFs on BuzzFeed. All right, BuzzFeed. What do you have for us here?
Don't fail us.
Number 1 is Lois Griffin, the mom from Dexter's Laboratory. Ikuko Tuskino from Sailor Moon. Betty Rubble, Wilma Flintstone, Marge Simpson, and Possible from Kim Possible. She was on that erotic list a lot. That's the one I recognize. Charlotte Pickles from Rugrats. Angelica's mom.
All right, fine. Yes.
Jane Jetson, Helen Morgendorfer from Daria.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Trudy Proud from the Proud Family. Don't recognize that. I have no idea. Miss Brief from Dragon Ball Z. All right, that's plausible, even though I think she's a robot. Bunny Bravo, the very old mom of Johnny Bravo. Stella from Hey Arnold. She was in like one episode because she died. Donna Tubbs from The Cleveland Show. Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Miss Turner from Fairly Odd Parents. Sheila Broflovsky from South Park. Francine Smith from American Dad. Maddie Fenton from Danny Phantom. Mary McGinnis from Batman Beyond. Okay. Delia Ketchum from Pokemon. Mallory Archer from Archer.
Delia Beats from Beetlejuice.
There you go. Miss SquarePants from SpongeBob SquarePants. All right, that's all that from that list. That's pretty comprehensive.
That was pretty good. We did read a list.
Yep. You wanted a list? You got one.
All right. So good question that we didn't have a great answer to, 520. Thank you. I feel like I was much more on fleek with the pasta questions and not so much the cartoon MILF questions. Let's see. Here's another text from 520 who says, shitting dick nipples. That is all. Shitting dick nipples to you as well, my good sir. Another text from 520. Oh, but guess whose phone crashed? Guess whose old phone crashed? Mine. Give me a minute. Do we have hold music?
I guess I could find some more cartoon MILFs. Famous cartoon teen girls and MILFs in lesbian orgy. Oh, that's just a Pornhub clip. The 25 sexiest cartoon MILFs. It's a YouTube video. I'll mute it and see if I can fast forward through it. Yep. The Immortals. Lois, Francine, Marge. No anime, no furries.
The Immortals. Did you just coin that, or is that how
that's what it was called? Bulma's mom. See, number 25, Linda Flynn. From what show is that? I have no idea. They're not saying. They're just showing pictures of her.
That's a local real estate agent here in Paducah. So that's weird for me to hear.
Nancy Gribble, King of the Hill. Charlotte Pickles. Pretty big following for Charlotte Pickles.
I forgot about her.
Judy Neutron from Jimmy Neutron.
All right, it's back up if you want to stop subjecting yourself.
Okay, good.
Can.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing that. Thanks for running interference. This is another text message from 520 who says, obligatory motherfucking tadpog. I forgot to have an achievement for Chandra's erotica. So I guess the sultry siren listened to all of Chandra's erotic call-ins. That is a tadpog achievement. To unlock the sultry siren, you need to listen to all of her readings, which you should do anyway, not specifically just for the achievement, because Chandra does a wonderful job with that. Here is a voicemail from 410, I think it's Tony.
Hey guys, it's Tony. I'm listening to the Honey Pop episode, and I just heard the intro where Tyler is talking smack about My Little Pony, and I think he's trying to reference Princess Twilight Sparkle. Not cool. She is the princess of friendship. Do not talk shit about Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Whatever, White Knight.
Okay, guys. You have to work. I'll be listening.
Thanks, Tony. That was a good call. Here is a voicemail from 520.
Hey, Tadpog. The name of that manga that Chandra couldn't remember the name of is called My Chan's Daily Life. Penny Slash Fight is from the manga Bakuman, and Sisters Glasses and Sperm is originally known as Ane to Megane to Milk, and the manga artist was Rate. And fuck, I wish I didn't remember all that, because I guess my new nickname's going to be Pervert, Jack of Moons, Mike H. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.
You've been upgraded to otaku. Thank you for clarifying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't understand a lot of that, but Chandra and Paul probably did.
Mm-hmm.
There is a follow-up call from our beloved otaku.
Hey, Tadpog, I forgot to ask. If you had a waifu, who would it be? I guess back in the day, I really liked Double Hunter Yoko and used to write really shitty self-insertion fan fiction. So I'd go with Yoko from Double Hunter Yoko. Anyway, see you later. Bye.
Who would your waifu be?
My first inclination is to say Tsunade from Naruto.
I feel like that's a good fit for you.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, that's a character in Naruto. When I first saw, I was like, I got to tell Tyler about this character. Tough question. There's so many.
Faye Valentine is pretty good too.
Faye Valentine, I was gonna say, but I'm not sure. This is a tough one. I have to sit on it. I have to sit on it for a little bit.
Sailor Jupiter. I like Sailor Jupiter.
Yeah, there's an embarrassing period of my high school life where I was quite attracted to most of the Sailor Scouts. Yeah, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Typical anime denier.
That's okay.
Plus, I'm distracted.
Come out the birds?
No, because we're here. We've reached the end. We've reached our goal. We've reached birthday boy, exalted Lord Mike of Purdue's voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
I am not disregarding the waifu question. It's just I have to digest that, and I have to spit out an answer to it. I feel like I'm put on the spot. I can tell you what pasta I like to sleep with. And that would be tortellini. All right, here we go. Here's a call from birthday boy, exalted Lord Mike of Purdue.
Good evening, gentlemen. Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue. And I have another Would You Rather. I know it's been some time since you've got the last Would You Rather, and this Would You Rather is brought to you by a cell phone provided by non-payment of child support. Just kidding. Totally pay that shit on time. Don't call the cops on me.
Too late. Already
this
did.
This week, this month, this year's very first Would You Rather. Would you rather sleep with 10 of the hottest women you know, but never be able to come, knowing that you pleasured the women instead? Or would you rather sleep with one and only one of the ugliest chicks you know, but be able to come immediately? I'm not a big fan of
coming in general.
Blue balls. It's been some time since, high school days, but I couldn't bang an ugly chick. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there.
I bet you could.
I mean, there would be some people that could grit and bear it and power through.
But he said one of the ugliest.
I think I could do it. So I'm going to have to say go with the hot chicks and just know that they got theirs, and that's good enough for me, because that's what matters in this world. All right, guys, keep up the good work. Can't wait to hear the next episode of All Calls, which should happen sometime around Halloween. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Our birthday boy is so self-sacrificing. If I made 10 hot girls come, that's good enough for me.
Ladies, if you'd like Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue's phone number, I do have it. He's all about serving your needs. I won't give it out on the air, but if you'd like to message me privately, with his consent, I'll happily give you his phone number so that you might make arrangements for you to get what you got. This is an easy one for me. It is definitely, it doesn't matter how many of the hottest girls, but it's that. Because I hate coming immediately.
Yeah, because I'm going to say none of those.
On the other side of it, it's not good because it's like, first of all, you're with somebody who you do not find attractive. In fact, it's the opposite of everything you find attractive in this woman. And you're going to just stick it in and nope, you're done. Yeah. That sounds miserable.
Both sound bad.
So, at least I could be with somebody who I find extremely attractive. Just because I don't get there doesn't mean I won't have fun. I think
so can you never come again?
I just assumed you couldn't with them.
Oh, well, I mean, if that's the case, then I guess
if you can never come again, then that changes us entirely.
Yeah.
Because I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I gotta keep doing that.
That does make a difference. So I don't know. I need more. If it's never come again, ugly chick. If it's just this next time, attractive girls. So
it doesn't even have to be plural for me. I mean, that's just like, it's fine.
How about I'll meet you in the middle. How about one girl I'm attracted to and she can come and I can come too? That sounds perfect.
Oh, so like achievable things in life?
Yeah.
All right, I like that. That sounds good. That sounds good to me. I'm all for that. But that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good Would You Rather. It was, I guess, the first one of the year, right?
It is.
Which is weird because it is May.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, then we hit Lord Mike's calls. That's it.
That's it. We're done.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. So don't miss the next episode. I don't know what we'll be talking about. We have an idea of what we might do, but I don't want to say anything in case it doesn't happen. But my brother did find an outrageously good deal on a Sega Saturn. So we might do some things related to the Sega Saturn. I don't know. So we'll just have to see. In the meantime, if you would help us out, give us some 5-star iTunes reviews. We need those. So if you'd go to iTunes, subscribe, give the show a 5-star rating, write a review. There's some people who've done that. I want to thank. So I would like to thank Adam Missy for giving us a 5-star review. You guys are fantastic. Couldn't make it through work without listening to you guys. P.S. Just got a new cat. Decided to name him Garmfield.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
And then now so Lord Mike, like this fucking Adam guy. So left by beloved Mike, 5 stars because I found a new phone. Like, all right, no complaints there.
Beloved birthday boy Mike of Purdue, Triple B.
And then we got a 5-star review drop down to a 3-star review. Makes me sad, but I feel like we've addressed the issues in that, so we don't have to delve too much into it. Let's see. So if the game you want us to play, a guest host you want an episode, a Patreon request, whatever, include that in your 5-star rating. We promise we'll get to that eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about something. It may have to do with the Sega Saturn. It may not. Chances are probably will. In the meantime, you can always find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. The show notes for this episode are probably not going to be great, but I will do my best to remember to post the link to the Naughty Alley video.
Yep.
Because everyone needs to experience this. This needs to be like a common thread that just ties all of Tadpog Nation together. Yeah. This is our touchstone.
This is another, Bailey J's our touchstone, but
yeah, fuck, you're right. This is our constant.
Okay. There you go. There you go.
So check us out there. You can also find us on Facebook. We're facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. Once again, guys, thank you very much for posting the photographs of Costco whiskey, Crown Royal bags. All that is amazing. And I'm very, very glad that you listen and you participate. You can find us on Twitter. We are at TADPOG_podcast. It is cumbersome, I realize. Thank you so very much to all of you who retweet us, especially our episode announcements, because as you know, that helps spread the word. And we would like to share Naughty Alley's video with more people. Well, that needs to be like a secret handshake for more people on the internet, I feel like. I mentioned earlier that we've got a Patreon. We just did an episode that is so gross that most of our listeners cannot finish it. So if you're up to the challenge,
I told everybody a long time ago. It's a gross story.
Well, you didn't tell it on the show for a reason.
Yep.
And that is the reason. That was the right call to make because it is a gross story. It's very gross. I had heard it before and I was grossed out by it when you retold it for the Patreon episode. So if you feel like you have the intestinal fortitude to withstand what is the Jasmine story.
What Sandwich Pope Phil deems is another trial by fire that should be on Reddit.
And honestly, like speaking from outside of this, even if I weren't your co-host on TADPOG, I would say that this qualifies as a trial of fire of Reddit. It could just easily fit in with all of that. So if you feel like listening to that, pop over to patreon.com/tadpog, throw in $1, and you get access to all the bonus episodes that we've done. We've actually got quite a backlog now of what I feel like some really, really off-the-cuff, gross, funny episodes. So
where we can just be untethered on Patreon.
Yeah, it really is. It's more like how, we're not censored, really.
Yeah,
and we're not censored on the Patreon episodes. Believe it or not, we're censoring ourselves right now for these episodes. So, is there anything else? I guess you can call us if you want to be on one of these all-call shows. You can call or leave us a voicemail or send us a text message to 270-883-2555. Try to keep it under 3 minutes if possible. Otherwise, you'll get cut off.
Let's see. And you plug the Patreon that. Let's see if you want to send us anything. So if you have a package you want to gross food, good food, a game that you want to hit high priority, anything like that, please send it to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. And we also have an Instagram, so Tadpog_podcast. Try to put stuff frequently up there. So please, I've got it requested. As long as I can make sure you're not a bot or one crazy person, then you're just in. You're in. It's a semi-elite club. So go ahead and join us over there. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com. How do you want to close this out?
My waifu would be Misato from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Okay.
Because I'm who you need to call, Taryn, whenever you have a Neon Genesis Evangelion emergency.
Nice.
That is a Patreon deep cut. So... how would I like to close it out? I would like to close it out like
a waifu.
Like a waifu. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do.
Okay. So until next time. Tropical Capricorn.
Oh, yeah. Dude, one time I got stupidly ordered a large potato olé because I had no idea. It's a fucking bucket. It's like a KFC bucket. Because I remember when I got them, I was like, even when I got the total, I was like, that's kind of expensive. And then they handed me the pail of potatoes.
Do you not want to hold?
We got a little plastic yellow shovel in there for you so you can just shovel right at your big fat fucking mouth. You dumb motherfucker. So, man, what is it about potato olays? Like, have you looked at calories for potato olays?
They're crazy.
They're ridiculous. Mm-hmm. What are they fried in?
I don't know.
Other potato olays? I don't understand how they could be that high.
We take about 1,000 degrees. We melt down other potato olays.
They're ridiculous. Which I guess makes sense because they're fucking delicious. Mm-hmm. That would make sense. There's something in there. Are they just frying them in butter?
It could just be lard. That's the traditional
probably.
Mexican thing.
Yeah,
is lard.
it's probably lard. And
that's also expensive. So I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, they're pretty good at the South Side, Taco John's. I went through on not this Tuesday, but last Tuesday, and he shorted me a taco, and I was furious because on Tuesdays I split them. I pick up 4 tacos and an order of refried beans, and I give my mom 2 of the tacos, and we split the beans. So when they give us 3 tacos, it throws everything out of fucking whack. So I was like, and I had other things going on that day, so I was more angry than I should have been. But like, I picked up the receipt and tried calling the number, which is a mobile phone number, by the way. Because
Chad, you're in charge of this now.
Because when I called it, I got the doo 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 tone, and it's like, this mobile number is currently not in service. So I was like, now I'm getting even more angry because I'm like, now I gotta like look up the number and call them. And I looked up the number, and I was like, they picked up. And I was like, hey, I just went through there and you guys shorted me a taco. And like, as the words were coming out of my mouth, I realized how fucking ridiculous like my anger level was for what happened. And the guy was like, oh, okay, sorry to hear that. What's your name? I was like, that's a weird question, I'm thinking, but it's Dave. All right, Dave, I've written your name down. You come back through here, I'm going to give you 3 free tacos. And I was like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no like, this is just a guy who picked up the phone and was like, yeah, okay, cool, we got you.
You just tried to, hey, this is Dave, here to pick up those 3 free tacos.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me?
Yeah. He was like,
3 Taco Dave? My name's on the list.
Yeah, I'm check the VIP clipboard. I'm pretty sure I'm near the top. So he asked, he's like, are you going to come back right now or are you going to come through later? And I was like, later, I got to get back to work. So the following Tuesday, I went through and I get to the to the fucking menu, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, do I do this or do I not do this? There's potentially 3 free tacos on the table. Mm-hmm. But do I want to go through the embarrassment of like, what if the person at the register has no idea what I'm talking about? Like, what if they call the taco police? There's someone trying to run a 3 taco grift. I saw this on the 11 o'clock news.
3 tacos. Oh.
So I decided to do it. I was like, hey, this is going to sound weird, but last week I went through and you guys shorted me some taco. And I called, and I guess it was a manager or something, and he said that you guys would give me 3 tacos for free. And the guy so there's just silence on the from the speaker, and then the guy's like, okay. And about that time, a guy is walking from the dumpster, from the Taco John's dumpster. He's wearing a Taco John's uniform. He crosses in front of the car. He gets to the back door of the Taco John's. He stops. He turns around over his shoulder, looks at me, says, I remember you. And then he shuts the door, goes in, and then the guy from the speaker's like, oh, okay, yeah, we got you, Dave, right?
Wow, okay.
It's like, yeah, that's me. He's like, all right, now do you want those 3 free tacos in addition to the 4 that you just ordered, or do you just want those 3 free and pay for 1? I was like, I would like to pay for 1 taco, please.
I would like 7 tacos.
So, yeah, they were good. Kudos to Southside Taco John.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that guy remembered me.
So everyone needs to call it Southside Taco John's and say, this is Dave. You shorted me another. Those 3 free tacos, only got 2 tacos out of those 3 free tacos.
Please don't do that. They were so kind to me.
You'll get 6 free tacos next time you come in.
They were so kind.
And we all say we're Dave.
So I guess we're recording then?
Yeah.
That was recorded?
That'd be a good stinger.